Hi everyone. I am going to share an exercise that is just beautiful for feeling held, feeling nourished, having your whole body and organs just replenished, giving you extra strength, extra energy if you need it, just giving you an up vibe, kind of bumping you into a higher frequency. This is really good to use whenever you're feeling low or feeling like you've had enough, or you're feeling empty or lonely, or even when you're hiking, this is a good one, or when you're feeling disconnected in some way and you just feel like you need to get connected again, when you're feeling like you could just use a hug and be held and pampered. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. These are just some of my favorite times to use this. So this is from Andean mysticism. So in Peru, the Pacos or shamans there, they practice this regularly, and the lady Joan Wilcock is who I learned it from, and she learned it directly from the Pacos there in the Sacred Valley. And so I feel very fortunate to have had this passed down to me and to have it. It's just golden. It's a beautiful exercise, and so I want to share it with you. It's something that has helped me with my struggle with losing weight, with struggle with food, because as you know, and many other things, but specifically with that, because as you know, when you cut out food, a lot of times the pain that's been there for years can rise up and surface, and it can be overwhelming when all of that comes up at once. If you've stuffed down grief, if you've carried sorrow with you for a long time, that can all bubble up, and it can feel really frightening. If you've repressed anger, anything that you've repressed and kind of pushed aside because you didn't have time to feel it, or you didn't want to feel it, or it was just too much. Losing a loved one can feel like it's too much, and so you just kind of push it aside. When you take the food away, and you've been an emotional eater, then all of that can bubble up. So this is an exercise that is a very, very good friend to use when you're in a situation like that, or when you feel like you just don't have enough strength to get through what you're going to get through. You can use this exercise. And so I could just keep talking about it, but I'm going to go right into the exercise itself. It's very simple, and it's something that you can do sitting, standing, laying down. You just want to try and be present with it. And you can be hiking, like I said, you can be jogging, or doing something active. You can spend just a few minutes on it, or you can spend a long time. And really, I encourage you to listen to your body and your energy, and see, and you'll know, your intuition knows when it's complete, and you can just end it at that point. So I always like to start it kind of checking in with my own energy, and all of us have an energy bubble that kind of goes around our body. Some of us, it extends out 6 feet or more. Some of us have it really, really close in to our body. And you can play with that. You can kind of feel where it is. If you use your hands and kind of feel like where it starts tingling, where you can feel a little sensation. And again, intuitively, you'll kind of know. You can actually bring it in closer, or you can try and expand it. but that's not the exercise. So what I like to do is just start with checking in to my energy field, and you can do this with your eyes closed or your eyes open. At first I found it easier to do with my eyes closed. So you just kind of check in with your energy field and see where it is, if it's expanded, if it's closer into the body. Does it feel like some spaces are a little heavier than others? Does it feel vibrant? Does it feel like it's vibrating? Just kind of check in. And then just imagine or pretend or intend to connect with the earth under you. Just kind of reach down into the earth with your imagination. Connect deeply with the earth and experience that for a little bit. And when you feel that connection, then I want you to pull up a silo around, like from under your feet, from deep in the earth. Pull the silo up around your body, so you're inside the silo. So it's like a big tube. You pull it up and over your head, and just let the earth energy, that mother energy, nourish you like that mother's milk. Let it come up into that silo, in through your body, in through your energy field. Just let it come up and feed you, and notice what that feels like. And for me, a lot of times this feels like a really warm hug or a mother's embrace. And it can feel so nurturing. So I shared a different exercise, just keep experiencing this, a different exercise that is the Saman Chakwi. This is the Saiwa Chakwi. And I actually like to start with the Saman Chakwi, which releases the heavy energy into the earth, and then you bring in the cosmic energy. That's just a really good house cleaning before you do this one to really fill you up, but that's a different exercise that we talked about earlier. So for this one, we're just going to experience this filling up, this nurturing, this being held in this silo. And if you really pay attention, you might notice the energy going to certain areas in your body, certain organs in your body. If you've had old injuries, it might be going there. You can even maybe intend that it really goes into that area and nurtures it and heals and feeds it. So you can use your intention when you're in this silo. And so when you feel like that's complete, you can just let that go back down. And I always like to thank the earth, mother energy, for that. And so you can really feel, just notice what you're feeling. And then the next part of this is to reach up to the stars. So just imagine going up into the stars, or pretending that you're reaching up, or intending reaching up, and then you're going to pull the cosmic energy down, pull a silo down around you, around your energy, around your body, and all the way under your feet. And then again, you're going to imagine that flow down, filling your energetic body, filling your body. And notice what that feels like. And notice the difference in the two. Now this is a very refined cosmic energy, so it's a very high vibration, and so oftentimes you can feel like you're buzzing, or it can be invigorating. It can feel cleansing. You can feel tingling. There's just so many different experiences you can have with this. So I encourage you to be really innocent with it, and it'll open up for you. And there's no wrong way to do it. So it's really just about experiencing and noticing it. And you can notice how maybe you feel lighter, maybe you feel a little more pure, or maybe you just feel good. Maybe you feel bliss, maybe you feel joy, and just let that be. So you can do this as long as you'd like. When it feels complete, just bring that up and let it go back up. And then just sit with this and see how you feel. It can be really good when you just feel like you're done. You can't take anymore. Do this. This is something you can do on a break if you're working, or you can go outside and do it for a long time. You can do this at home. If your kids are driving you crazy, or something's just not going your way, you can just kind of step aside somewhere and do this really quickly. I've even done it driving in traffic. I don't recommend driving while doing it because you don't know how expansive it'll get. I've only done it stopped for a long time, but actually that's probably not recommended, so scratch that. If you want to do it, I would pull over. But this can be very rejuvenating, and it can reset you. So those days when you're like, I'm feeling really tired, but I can't take a nap. This can help you immensely. It can calm you down if you feel triggered. So anyway, I just encourage you to witness it and experience it innocently, because my experience will be different than yours, and it'll be different depending on the day, depending on what your experience is. But definitely I recommend this as a tool when you're changing your diet, when you're feeling like you're deprived, or you're feeling emotions come up that you were not prepared to deal with because you're not using food to stuff it down. And I recommend spending as much time as you need and taking that time to give to yourself in ways that you're taking away from as far as coping mechanisms. So specifically for food addiction, overeating, binge eating, emotional eating, this is just an amazing tool to have. I hope you've enjoyed it and continue to use it.